Okay, hey guys, Bjorn here today, bringing a video. Today, I'm gonna go over my Champions Season Regulation MB so far, where I did a total of 4 ladder sessions, which accumulated to a bit under 6 hours, and in those 6 hours I was able to play 50 games, and won a total of 46 of them with only 4 losses, with all of those losses being to only RNG, which I think is pretty good to get into top 150 of the in-game ladder. So here, basically, I'm just going to do a brief recap of everything you'll see in this document, where I go over the journey of when I started playing, what team I used every session, and how I was able to accumulate all this elo. So the document, by the way, this document will be shared in the description. I might even make a comment and pin it in the video so that you guys can get access to this document. So basically, start of the season came on, and I saw that the Spanish Aerodactyl Charizard team did well at NIC, so I wanted to do my own take of the team and basically just use that to climb to Master Ball 4. That was the original goal. But then I got a bit overzealous and played a few more matches and got to 1900. So yeah, basically one day I was just like, I was on break from Pokemon Champions and I was gonna play Baldur's Gate, but my hard drive for Baldur's Gate broke. So I had to download Baldur's Gate onto my computer, and it's a 3-hour download. So while I was waiting for it to download, I decided, you know what, let's dust out the Switch and play some Pokemon Champions. Let's see what the new regulation is about. So I just did my own take on the Spanish Aerodactyl Charizard team, as you can see here, and I was able to go undefeated into Master Ball with it, and then I played a few more games. I say a few more games, was like a dozen more games to get it to 1900. I will say that I did get one loss to Aerodactyl, missing back-to-back dual wing beats on a Sneasler, and so that it just dire clawed my Sylveon, and then close combat my King Gambit down to Sash, and I was like, bro, okay, I think I just can't win here. And yeah, so I lost that game due to back-to-back dual wing beat misses. Aerodactyl, you fucking let me down that time, bro. I did miss like one Ice Fang and almost lost one game in like Ultra Ball 4, which was pretty funny. But thankfully my opponent wasn't good enough to capitalize off of it, and I was able to still claw out the win there. Yeah, so I will say the win losses and time ranges of how long a session was and how many wins I actually got in this session may be a little bit inaccurate. Like, it might have been 3 hours, it might have been 4 hours. I just evened it out to 3.5. And then yeah, it might have been like maybe even over 30 games won, because like I'm gonna keep it real, like in Pokeball, Great Ball, and Ultra Ball, a lot of the matches I won were like so quick that I couldn't count all of them. So yeah, I just didn't know how many matches I won, but yeah, and then in Master Ball, I was able to blitz through a lot of people, and yeah, get to 1900 relatively quickly. So in my second session, I decided basically that in my first session I broke one of my principles, which is never play. I shouldn't play over 2 hours in one session, and playing over 3 hours in a session is a big no-no, because the thing about competitive Pokemon is it strains the brain very hard, and it's really hard to concentrate after how much you play that game, because it's just like you are using so much brain power, you are thinking so much. If you keep having your brain on like overdrive, your head's just like not going to be able to contain it all, and eventually after a few hours, a bunch of basic functions and will cease, and basically I make it sound a bit overboard, but basically you're just going to make misplays more often, and you're more likely to make misplays after a few hours of playing, basically, and you will lose elo in the long run if you're having like these egregiously long grind sessions. Okay, the only reason why I was able to get away with it in this session was because I was playing against mostly Pokeball, Great Ball, and Ultra Ball players, where you just don't have to think when you're playing against people at that level. So because I was able to get away with it, but heading into like all the future sessions from session 2 onwards, I decided, okay, we are not gonna hit 2-hour sessions, because that is just not good for me. So this one I kept to an hour and 15 minutes. I went 9-2 with my first take on Big 6, and I was able to get from 19,900 to 1990. Both my losses were to RNG. One of them, I lost the match to missing double rock slide, and the other match I lost because of a damage roll where my Dazzling Gleam did 29% to a Mawile, and then the second one, and it was at 27 HP percent, right? So I needed to do at least 27% of the next Dazzling Gleam, and I did 26%. So because of that, the Mawile survived, and both my Pokemon got knocked out because of that as a result. Now had the Mawile died, one of my mons would have lived, and I would have won the game. But alas, that's not what happened. So because of that, I had a scenario where it was just my Basque Legion Garchomp versus Mawile against like 3 mons, and it was just like, it was not really like winnable from there or something like that. I can't really remember the details too much, but basically, bad damage roll, RNG. That's how the game works. With that said, another game that made me want to change the team actually was that my team was kind of weak to Instant, and because of that, I did almost lose to an Instant player. I did barely win, but it was still close, and I didn't feel good about it. I was originally using a specially defensive Kingambit. You probably can't see because of the blurry image here, but essentially, I was running a 17 special defense Kingambit here, which is able to live like +1 Moonblast and stuff from opposing Mega Floettes, and then I can respond with an Iron Head and knock them out. That was the initial goal with this spread. However, it just never really came up. The bulk really didn't come up that often, and I wanted to be able to hit like dark types and other opposing Kingambits with low kick, and overall, like, I just wanted to get more damage out of the Kingambit as well. So heading into the next session, I only played a total of 45 minutes, and I went 5-1, where my one loss was to missing Light of Ruin. So I don't really regret that, to be honest. I think that in the end, once again, RNG is just part of the game, so you'll just lose RNG. So I changed the team where basically the only change was Gambit, and I made it a max attack Gambit with 1 speed, just outspeed like the min speed Kingambits that use like, I don't know, that use like 2 Spadef with like Black Glasses, Swords Dance, stuff like that. I'm still able to outspeed those ones, and yeah, I just have low kick to kill those Gambits, do like 70% to instant, and Black Glasses was actually so good in this latter session because I was able to spam spread moves to chip the opposing Garchomps. Like I was able to, like, he waved the Garchomp, and then he would Dragon Claw my Garchomp. He would take like Life Orb chip, or he would just like take Rough Skin chip or Life Orb, or maybe just the Life Orb plus Heat Wave chip was enough to make them get into Black Glasses Sucker Punch range. And because of that, the Black Glasses damage was very necessary to finish off those mons. Also against like Charizard Y, if you're able to get about to like half, you can usually kill it with Black Glasses Sucker Punch. So yeah, it felt really good to have the Black Glasses damage boost and finish off a bunch of mons that you normally wouldn't be able to kill with Sucker Punch. And yeah, it was really big. So because of that, yeah, Black Glasses Kingambit was a really amazing adjustment, and I really enjoyed it in this session. And yeah, I definitely could have won 6-0 in this session, and could have gone to like 2060 elo or something like that. Or sorry, it would have been like 2070 elo, because I lose like 15. And I would have gained like 15. So yeah, I could have easily like ended the session with 2070 elo had I not missed that one Light of Ruin in that one game where it was very crucial. So in my 4th session here, I picked up Edu CPT, aka Drokunha's Staraptor Parish team, where I am not able to share the EVs because it's his team, and that's private content that he should be sharing, but I can't because he has a paywall. I'm not going to give away paywalled content for free, so that's up to him. So yeah, there's no EVs in the paste here, but essentially this is the team that I was able to run to go 4-0 in a another 40-minute session here, to get from 2040 to 2100, and acquire the champion tier. Now, obviously, you may have noticed I've been able to cram a lot of games with my Big Six team, but in a similar amount of time where I was able to get 6 games, I only got 4 games here with Star After Parish. Because the thing about Parish is it's just really naturally slow, and a lot of games will go down to the wire. I say down to the wire, but like you usually should just have an auto-winning endgame with Parish, and your opponent is just stubborn and won't forfeit until they see that. Um, with Big Six, you're able to kill people very quickly, so it's like not much of a difference. But yeah. So with Parish, games were taking a long time, but I was able to win all of them because people are just bad at fighting Parish and they don't really have the matchup experience and know how to fight against it, play against it, you know. So yeah, I was able to win all 4 of my games very easily, including the first game where, by the way, you can check it out on YouTube. I believe it's this link right here. I tried to do it. Okay, then. That's a strange video. Where basically I got double crit and double protected on in my first game, and I still easily won against my opponent. So I got all the RNG out of the way in that first game, and then all the games after that, very clean wins. One of the games my opponent actually hard read my protect swap to Polytoad play, and I was still able to win because I feel like their team selection just wasn't great, and I just knew what I was doing. I just managed to play Diffin through, even though he did outplay me 1 turn. Yeah, so it was not very hard, and the only problem was just the time aspect. It did take me a little bit to get there. But yeah, after 40 minutes, I was able to win 4 games in a row and get to 2100 elo, and with that, we reached the first checkpoint where, hey, we're at number 140 with basically 2100 elo. With the total playtime being a bit under 6 hours, and we had a total win-loss of about 46 wins, and I know for sure that I lost only 4 times. But yeah, this 46 could be something else. It could be 50, it could be 43, 42, 44, something like that. I don't really know the exact number, but I got rough estimates from this first session, and from the first 2 sessions, it's rough estimates really of like how many times I won and lost, and from there on, I just got this number basically. So yeah, I really ever misplayed. There was obviously, like, in those 50 games, I think I did misplay about 5 or 6 times, but I was still able to win most of those games. Really, the only major downside really was just, in the end, if you're not going to use 100% accurate moves, then you are prone to lose some games to that, just like missing your moves. So yeah, obviously, I missed Rock Slide, missed Light of Ruin, missed back-to-back dual wing beats. It is what it is. Because of that, I got 4 losses. It's whatever, not the worst. Obviously, there was a few games where also I got lucky. Like, I remember one game my Basculation dodged a Machagacha. The game was definitely winnable if the Machagacha hit, but because it missed, it was unplayable for my opponent basically. But yeah, if you want to check out like all of the last 3 ladder sessions, basically ladder session number 4, 3, and most of ladder session number 2, you can check them out in these video links right here, where basically I did an overview of all the matches, and I was able to do an analysis where basically I ran through almost every turn and broke down all the scenarios, team preview, matchups, leads, game scenario stuff, just overall knowledge stuff, and basically how to better understand the game. So yeah, if you want to check this out, go ahead. It would definitely help me with growing engagement, especially if you like drop a comment like as well. Subscribing also doesn't hurt if you're already here, you know, this far into the video. But yeah, I was able to, yeah, once again get champion tier. Not even just champion tier, like immediately like number 280, number 270, number 260. No, I was able to get number 140 in less than 6 hours of playing the game. And yeah, I think that if that doesn't speak for itself, I don't know what else does. Hope you guys enjoyed the brief overview, and once again, if you want access to the documents, it'll be available in the description. As this is going to sign out. Peace.